Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So we're talking about square roots, powers, and exponent laws, and we're talking about power rules in this video. And so when we have power of a power, what is this, right? What is power of a power? Power of a power is when I have, over here, let's say I have this power, a to the power of 3, for instance, and I raise this to an extra power. So I go, oh, to the power of 5. Then what I'm saying here is I'm saying that I have some power of another power. So here's a power of this power. What I do here is I basically just multiply these two. Okay. So this ends up giving me a to the power of um, a to the power of 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay. And so here I can show you this expanded. Let's do it with a smaller example. Let's say a to the power of 2 to the power of 2, or to the power of 3. Okay. A to the power of 2 to the power of 3 is saying this. I have a to the power of 2 times itself 3 times, right? Sorry, a to the power of 2 times itself 3 times. Let's just erase that. So boom, boom, right? Because I'm saying something. Here's the base, the power of 3. And so that means it's multiplying by itself 3 times. Well, using product rule, I can see that I would just add all these. So I'd have a to the power of 2 plus 2, that plus 2, that's 6. So a shortcut to expanding it like this is just saying, oh, I can just multiply these two. 2 times 3, that's 6. Okay. All right. So let's write what we just said over here. Okay. So when raising a power, okay, to a power, so basically like what we had over here, multiply the exponents. Okay. All right, let's have a look at the next one. So the next one says power of a product. That means that I'm going to take a power, I'm going to raise it to something of two things being multiplied, right? Of a product. And so an example of this could be like 3a raised to the power of 4, for instance. Okay. What I recognize here is 3 is being multiplied by a, so that's my product. And I'm going to, what the power of a product says is that we give this 4 to both of them. Okay, so I say, oh, okay, well, that means that each of them is going to get a power of 4. And so, I end up getting this over here, 3 to the power of 4. Let's even remove the bracket. 3 to the power of 4 and a to the power of 4. Now, a is a variable, so we don't know what that is, so we can just keep it the same. But 3 I can do. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, that's 9 times 9, and so 81. So 81, a to the power of 4. Okay? So what do we take out of this is that when I have power of a product, okay? So when raising a product, right? So the 3a, for instance, the multiplication of 3a to a power, raise each factor of the product to that power, okay? Of the product. So the 3 got it, and the a to that power. Okay, so if we do another example, for instance, let's say I go 6a multiplied by 7, or let's say multiplied by 7b, okay, all to the power of 2, okay? Or let's even go a squared, and this one is b to the power 4. All right, so this example over here, we can see that there is multiplication happening inside, and so that's a product. there's actually double multiplication. These are being multiplied, these are being multiplied, and then all together, 6a squared and 7b to the power of 4 are being multiplied. So what we can see here is that this 2 is going to go to every single one of them. Boom, boom. So it becomes 6 to the power of 2, a to the power of, recognize this a, okay? Over here it says a to the power of 2 raised to the 2. So what's going on here? Power of a power is happening, right? It looks just like this, where I had a to the power of 2 raised to the 2. And so that's a to the power of 2 times 2, which is 4, multiplied by 7 to the power of 2, right? Because I'm giving it to all of them. And b to the power of 4 times 2, which is 8. Right? 4 times 2 again, because it is power of a power. Okay? All right, so then we're basically left with any time you have numbers, they can simplify. So 6 to the power of 2 is 36. 8 to the power of 4 multiplied by 7 squared, that's 49. B to the power of 8. Now you're going to learn this later, is that when we multiply any terms like this, right, you're going to learn it later in your math. You do this number with this number and then the variables together. You're going to learn this later in your math and your algebra. But for now, let's just keep it to exponent laws, okay? And power rules. So over here, we applied this power rule of power of a product, where we said we're going to apply this to every single term that's inside, because all of it is multiplication. All of it is product. Two products, and then those two are also products. All right, so let's have a look at this example over here, power of a quotient. Now, when we're talking about power of a quotient, we're talking about an example like this. Remember how power of a product is power of two things being multiplied? Power of a quotient is two things being divided. So let's say 3a divided by 2b, and I raise all this to the power of 4 as well. Then what I'm doing is I'm giving this 4 to the first 2 on the top, as well as the bottom 2, okay? And so you do it to the top as well as the bottom, and that's what your quotient law says. So over here, you have 3a, 3 to the power of 4, a to the power of 4. And the bottom is 2 to the power of 4, b to the power of 4. And we can actually start this with an even simpler example, like, let's say 3 over b to the power of, let's say 2. Then we just apply it to the top, apply it to the bottom. The trick with the first one, not even a trick, it's just more steps, is that there's also a product in the numerator. And so really you're just doing it twice. So over here, this would be 3 to the power of 2 all over b to the power of 2, which would simplify to 9 over b to the power of 2. But in a scenario like this, what we had is we're just applying it to all of them. So it becomes like this, and then 3 to the power of 4 we know is 81 because we did that earlier. And then a to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's 4, so 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so we get 16b to the power of 4. Okay, so power of a quotient just says that you're going to apply the power to every part of the top and bottom. So remember, quotient is dividing and product is multiplying. Okay, all right, let's write that rule down. So when raising a quotient to a power, right, we're going to raise each, we're just going to be raising both the top and bottom, right? So we're going to raise each, let's not even write as each, let's say raise numerator and denominator, okay? You're going to raise both the numerator and the denominator to the power, to that power, okay? All right, so that's pretty much it for the power rules. I'll see you in the example videos. I'll see you there. Bye.